Hello YouTube, I'm the Gaming Pegasus 187 and this is Friday Fight Night 20. And I'm off a couple weeks. I got really busy in real life and I just really didn't have as much time as I would have liked, especially on Friday nights when I usually record this stuff. So yeah, the TNA Impact review got pushed back and got really busy, so anyway, what I'm doing here is a 4-man battle royale. This is 4 big guys. We got Kane, Batista, Kevin Nash, and Brock Lesnar. And you can see here I'm going through and changing the rules, and this will be a first blood. Now, under the rules of battle royale, it's basically last man not bleeding wins. And when I record, I didn't know how long this is going to end up taking, and it ends up going to clock in about 25 minutes here. So, yeah, anyway. Now, the purpose of this series, at least for me, is to really just use like this commentary, kind of update what's going on and stuff like that. Well, I'm almost done with the TNA Impact review. I'm hoping to have that up sometime tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night, Sunday morning, because I won't be able to record the users tomorrow. Saturday afternoon is my record days, so I won't be uploading anything when we're doing that. I've been shooting around the idea of maybe doing pickups videos, but they're not really going to amount to much, unless I do like one every month. But a lot of the stuff I pick up, I mean, like, most of it's like download, but I get very few physical games, especially in the last couple months, because I thought I was going out to Oregon, ended up not going, and I ended up, well, I recently just picked up a new headset. I picked up a pair of Turtle Beach X12s. That's probably the biggest purchase I've gotten in the last month. But one thing I did pick up and I kind of want to highlight is the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Now, there's a bit of a story behind this. I've been for a while now wanting to pick this up, and I found it a total about $21, which I'm fine with paying that, and that's with shipping. But, well, we don't have a play and trade anymore. They just recently closed down. So if I'm going to look for retro games, I'm going to be going into a pawn shop or I'm going to be online. Well, what ended up happening is I went to the First National Pawn, I would say, 2 weeks ago now, because I ended up ordering it off eBay, and I looked, I couldn't find it, which was unfortunate. But looking out in the wild for retro games for me, considering where I live, is either pawn shops, maybe the occasional garage sale, which I never go to, or eBay. So I'm paying a little more. Unless I go through yard sale. Like I just recently bought I got a discount on it, Double Dragon 2 on the NES. But that's been a lot of what I've been playing last couple weeks, and I'll probably get into this a little more in the podcast. I do want to say this. Okay, I'm playing it on my Wii. So again, I'm using a GameCube controller. Well, jump and shoot is flip-flopped. And okay, maybe that doesn't sound like a big deal, B, jump, A, shoot. But when you grow up playing Super Mario Brothers, and any game that uses A, jump, B, shoot, which is the standard, it does throw you off, especially because they gave you a turbo button. So I find myself using that a lot, the turbo button. So I find myself in kind of like an arcade position where I don't hold the controller normally. I hold it where I can put my index finger on the turbo button and then use my thumb to tap jump when I need to. it's a little screwy, but you know, I can't really complain. I didn't get the Xbox version just because there was some frame dropping issues with Mega Man 8 on the Xbox version playing on the 360, and some voice sound issues. So I decided to go GameCube on this one. But I got a big update on my summer backlog. Well, I am one game away from finishing it, and I'm about a month. I got a month to complete it, and that's Skyward Sword. Last week, I finished Bayonetta. Earlier, just a few days ago, actually, I finished Batman Arkham Asylum. I will say this about Bayonetta: it doesn't miss a chance to get Nash shot. There's a lot of fan service with ass shots in regard to Bayonetta, so yeah. And I don't know if you've seen it. For those of you who have finished, you know what I'm talking about. They do a whole music video. It doesn't miss a single chance on objectifying her sexually. A lot of fan service. So yeah, I finished that. I gotta say, once you get the counters down, it's not too bad, but I mean this.
In over 110 countries.
Getting near the end, I mean, it's just probably one of the more epic boss fights I've ever played. I played a lot of them. Excuse me,
Oh, and he lands that one right to the head.
Let's see.
Big knockdown to Kevin Nash.
In regards to Arkham Asylum, this is what a Batman game should be. I mean, I remember as a kid watching the old 70s, 60s, whatever it was, the old Adam West TV show. And I mean, it was campy, kind of cartoony, goofballish. What a Batman, I think, should be more of a dark, brooding kind of, I mean, just like evil kind of atmosphere. Like, the Joker is certifiably fucking insane. I mean, it is just, it's like one of, honestly, the best games ever made. And with superhero games, like, there's maybe that handful that are really good, and then you have all the crap. Superman 64 is notorious for being one of the worst games of all time. And it's gotten me really pumped up to play Arkham City, and I've still seen the collector's edition for that in Walmart for like 45 bucks. So if I get a chance, I see it in there, I'm picking that thing up. There's no way I'm gonna pass up on that. Speaking of collector's editions, well, segue, I don't know if I mentioned, but I have pre-ordered Black Ops 2, and I'm thinking about changing that, because they just released the Hardened Edition and the Care Package Edition. And the only difference between the two, besides the freaking $100 higher price tag on the Care Package, is the fact that it gives you the quad rotor, dragon, whatever the fuck they call it, kill streak, like an RC helicopter. So, you know, that would be cool, but I really don't see myself paying $180 bucks. I'm just gonna go for the Hardened Edition, and I'm not too interested in the helicopter. If I see it on eBay and I want it down the road, I'll get it. I really don't see myself doing that now, especially with the Wii U coming out, and yeah. What am I, not even 10 minutes in, and I'm fucking trying to find things to talk about. Last couple weeks, it's been a lot of just like, not where I'm getting any time to sit down and edit or anything. I'm still working on, like, the TNA Impact review. Now, the thing about editing is, like, one thing I've noticed is, like, especially with this review, I have some things in my final draft of the script that I cut out. Namely, I take a couple of obligatory shots at Hulk Hogan and Vince Russo. And then I proceeded to take a shot at Mike Adamle and Michael Cole. Well, I went through them, I'm looking, and I decided, well, it started to turn into more of a rant than a review. So I cut out the Michael Cole and Mike Adamle shot, but me taking a shot at Hogan and Russo, it's still in there.
The tension, the drama. This is a great counter. Uh-oh, this isn't good.
Last week was
Powerbomb, a massive
I mean, my buddy's birthday, 23rd birthday last week, and it just ended up being a fucking drunk fest. There's really not much I really want to divulge here, but for certain reasons, but let's just put it this way, I am not the luckiest gambler in the world, which is why I don't go out all the time, but it was, I mean, just a fucking, I mean, just going out to the bars and just getting completely hammered, then going out to another buddy's place and drinking for another hour. So, I mean, just, oh.
What a spine buster.
But it's going to be kind of slowing down now. The school year started, and
Batista, one of the most physical superstars in WWE.
Well, and I got a new job. I'm starting shifts Monday.
What strength, fighting his way out, moving on pure instinct now.
So the amount of time I have is going to be more limited. But yeah, I'm still going to work, try and get reviews out.
You can see the wear and tear that this fight has taken out of these men.
It's not a short process, and like even sitting down and going through this in one take, this is going to be a 25-minute video without editing. Now,
not this time.
My editing says I like to write out a full script, and then I'll pick and choose what takes, and then if I go through it and there's another take I need to redo, I'll redo it. But recording the footage, like this last one, I think I recorded maybe 4 or 5 hours of footage. And I mean, there really isn't a whole lot to the game that I really need to have footage for, so it's not too bad. But my next review, I want to do San Andreas. Now, I know a lot of people, they love 3, a lot of people love Vice City, but for me, San Andreas is the best in the series. There was something about this whole 90s gang life, the whole atmosphere. 90s, I mean, they parody the LA. Basically, for those of you who haven't played the game, and I'm going to go into a lot more detail, but you play as a character who, CJ Johnson, CJ, and he flies in from Liberty City.
Lesnar had that scouted.
And he ended up going back and learn mission, but comes in, his mother had died. So you're in a taxi, and then you get picked up by the cops. Now, these cops are your stereotypical fucking assholes. I mean, and just corrupt. I mean, absolutely corrupt. So, they freaking take all your money, they leave you into the rival gang territory, and you end up... First mission, you steal a bike. You're playing this African-American character.
Oh, no!
Whether that's racist, it's like, that's the least, like, bad thing you do in this game. Well, over the course of the story, you find out these cops have something to do with it. You have someone, one of your homies betrays you, and I mean, it's honestly, I think one of the best put together and best stories I've seen in a video game. I mean, the whole game. I mean, you still Grand Theft Auto. It's still, you can even just go around in a car, run people over, and I mean, just mayhem. But for me, the story is, I think, my favorite out of all the I've played through and beaten 3, 4, and Vice City. And I think San Andreas, it's the absolute best. I mean, It is honestly one of my favorite games of all time, bar none. But that's gonna be a review, and
all the damage to the torso. All hang on.
Well, I don't know if I want to talk a little bit. I don't want to talk too much about Black Ops 2 because I'm not really. I don't do a whole lot of Call of Duty commentaries as is, and I just figure that like I'm kind of keeping up with it, but then again, I'm trying not to get myself too mad. I watched the multiplayer trailer, and that's getting me really excited for it, but I'm trying to stay away from too many spoilers. I don't know, and I know Pete Dorr does the same thing. And by the way, that's name dropping, call it what you will, but the reason I bring him up is he's talked about where he doesn't like look for a lot of videos. He'll see maybe a trailer or a teaser or something like that, and that'll be it before he gets a game. And I mean, but it's how we freaking grew up. I mean, for internet, I mean, all we people had were fucking Nintendo powers, and I was never a. Well, I guess I could say I had Game Informer that got me some hype, but I don't have. I mean, I just recently subscribed to my Game Informer for the first time in 11 years, but I thought people had video game magazines. There's no internet to pass around videos and rumors and all that shit. And now, because everything is just so accessible, you know everything about a game before it's even released.
Not fast enough.
And it's just a completely different world. So, where am I at? 60 minutes in, I might be able to fill this out, but yeah, summer backlog. I got one game. I got Skyward Sword. I'm probably about 16 hours in, and I'm absolutely enjoying the game. The motion controls, you know, I think this is the point. That's kind of what we wanted it to be with the Wii, but I don't think it feels. Does it feel gimmicky? I'm still kind of debating that, but it all seems to feel natural to me. I mean, everything just works awesome. Man, like, I mean, again, I'm recording users tomorrow afternoon. Is there anything? Oh, here's something that I saw on Facebook. Apparently, and I haven't watched SmackDown in months. I haven't really watched TNA Impact in a while either, but apparently Josh Matthews is getting his own angle involving Kane.
Oh, what a counter.
Coming in, you have all this talent on your roster. You have Wade Barrett coming back. You have Orton, you have Sheamus, you have Del Rio, you have all this, but you're giving some kind of storyline to a backstage interviewer? Look, you don't put non-wrestlers in storylines and try and force it. They really forced the whole Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler thing. That was fucking 4 months too goddamn long. That should have just ended with the match at WrestleMania, Cole getting beat. But no, we had the anonymous Raw GM come in. And I'm gonna bring something about this match quick. The feud started when Cole cost King the championship on Raw in a TLC match. So they have this back and forth, just like thing with Cole, and I mean, it is some really stupid. Like I didn't care. I never cared for Michael Cole, especially after they tried turning him heel, and he became so unbearable that I stopped giving a flying fuck about NXT. And I haven't watched it since maybe the first episode of season 4. That's how much I don't give a shit anymore. But so they're going to the match at WrestleMania. I'm thinking, okay, if they have any fucking brains in their heads, they'll make this a 5-minute squash. Michael Cole loses and be done with it. That's what we got for the most part.
What a counter. Oh, look at this.
And what we get, Michael Cole get beat. He gets beat. But then, and on this round, we get...
Look, he's still going. How is this possible?
Oh, God. So, the anonymous Raw GM comes on and says because Stone Cold shoved Cole, he is reversing the decision, and Michael Cole wins via disqualification.
Uh-oh.
And we get this feud stretched out 2 more months.
Oh, the power of
they should have definitely ended when they had the little country whipping match, and then Cole comes up wrapping fucking bubble wrap. God, that was just fucking stupid. But yeah. Now the anonymous Raw GM thing, this whole Raw 1000 was. It was like some nostalgia. We had all the DX, you had Undertaker saving Kane, you had the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of shit. For anyone that remembers Mae Young giving birth to a hand, hello, I'm Mae Young's son. Guy's dressed as a fucking hand. Oh my God. I couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity. I just don't get it. They just recently fired Abraham Washington because he made a Kobe Bryant rape joke. Attention WWE, none of the kiddies are gonna get that reference. So you're getting all your panties all tied in a knot because of Linda McMahon's Senate campaign. Oh my God. They fired him. And I'll admit I was never the biggest Abraham Washington fan. I think when they started to go where he would do the commentary on the matches with Young and O'Neal, it was starting to. Like, I remember when he had that stupid talk show on ECW. It was like you get Tony Atlas laughing in the background the whole time, and Abraham just making these terrible fucking jokes.
Oh man, that's one position you don't want to be in.
Man.
You know, when you
weigh
300 pounds,
I don't keep wanting to make sure that I'm fucking podcast, but I'm actually playing through a little more Jack 2. I want to get through this because I want to get the freaking HD collection of Ratchet and Clank, and then they got new Super Mario Bros. 2. I'm gonna get a new phone, so I may not get a Vita. I don't know yet. The white Vita bundle, but see right there, and it finally, like, I had no idea I was gonna take this long, but yeah, I'm getting a Wii U for sure. I haven't heard anything about an actual release date, but as soon as I get a release date and I get a little extra money, I'm putting on the Wii U. I'm gonna get this thing pre-ordered so I can go in midnight launch and just get it with my first launch system. But pick Kane because he's doing this like really funny thing with Daniel Bryan right now. They just apparently had him in anger management. So there's a picture on Facebook of Kane, and he's sitting there, and there's this woman looking at him like, what the fuck? It's honestly kind of funny. Like, I think Kane's always looked more as a monster heel. Like, I can appreciate his in-ring ability. I can appreciate like when they try to make him do comedy stuff. But Kane for me has always worked best as a monster heel. I mean, just going in, destroying whoever he fucking wants. Like how they had him when he first debuted. I mean, just right on, starting right. Like, you don't see that anymore. You don't see guys debut with some huge angle behind them and like being Undertaker's brother. I mean, just So, yeah, that's me. I've rambled on for almost 25 minutes. Call it there. TNA Impact review coming by next week. Pegasus out.